Hey, hey, about to go outside, take out this trash. A nice, beautiful day today. Nice day. Beautiful day, nice. These kids made a mess in the car. Gotta clean that up. Hey, hey, how everybody doing? I know it's been a while since I made a video. Real soon I'm about to give me a job in a warehouse, making $13 an hour, and then after that, if I get hired in, I'll be making $17 an hour, which is great. But it'd be a 12-hour shift, but it's whatever. And it's really nice today though. A nice day, nice neighborhood. Mostly where white people live at. But they're nice. It's the best neighborhood to be at, to be honest. Because I'm about to get to the other thing. Let's go around the backside. Nice trees and everything. The only thing about this is these birds. You know, you gotta watch out for these birds boo-boo, because you will step in it, because they boo-boo everywhere. So you gotta watch out for their boo-boo. It's our little lake here, a little pond that we have here. Oh, hey you guys. Didn't see you. Hope you don't attack me or anything as I'm coming closer to you guys. Why y'all gonna leave now? I don't understand. You guys are so close. What's the point of leaving? Like, why? What's the point? You know? I can't just say hi. Everybody wanted to just leave, huh? Oh, come on, Dougie. Bye. I was just trying to say hi. Gee whiz. But yeah, nice little lake, little pond. Trying to watch out for Boo Boo as I'm walking in this grass, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Look at all that algae up in there. Disgusting. Disgusting indeed. But hey, I like coming out here in the back, enjoying the weather, enjoying this pond with the birds and nature. Love nature. Gotta love it. Feels so good out here. Feels good indeed. Yep. Wish the back door was open so I could go straight to the back, but I can't. There's the boys. You don't realize I'm out here. It's crazy. It's a nice day today. look at that dome and the hole that's in the dome, what y'all call the sun. Because the light that's coming from the sun is actually heaven itself. People don't realize it. It's so crazy. People honestly believe that the sun is a ball of fire, a gas giant, like NASA has told everyone. But as you can see, this ball of light gives life. So if a ball of light gives life, then what is the sun? If they say Jesus gives life, or God gives life, then what is this light coming from? You ever thought that this light is not a ball of fire and it's actually coming from heaven itself? That's where this light is coming from. This dome is over this earth to protect themselves from us, because we are living in sin. The things that we're doing is sinful, is not holy or good things that's going on this earth. It really isn't. It's bad stuff happening every single day. No one has any love in them. Everybody has evil in them. Everybody's using their bad side other than their good side. This dome was put over the earth because of sin and because Satan was kicked out of heaven and he was cast into this earth with a dome over. It was meant for him and his angels, but some angels from the outside of this dome volunteered to come here to try to awaken the angels that fell with Satan, or whatever you want to call him, or her, because no one really knows if it's a he or she. But everybody's been deceived, lied to. Just think about this, the earth itself used to be a garden. That's why y'all see trees and grass everywhere. Everywhere you look, you see it. And then you would see concrete somewhere. Like, for instance, you would see rocks right here. You would see this being built on top of grass. They basically took all the grass and trees out of this area to build this stuff here, y'all, from what y'all see. All these houses. They're doing this on purpose so y'all won't get, so y'all won't be in contact with nature, so y'all won't be close to nature. They want y'all to just be dumbed down. Wow, look at this fish that I just discovered. Oh, it's gone now. But it was something I've never seen before, but it's gone. Oh well. Oh, look at the little fishes. They all everywhere. Cool. Not sure you can see them. But nature is just so beautiful. There's some right here. I can't really see because the sun is shining in my face, so I can't see what's on camera. So y'all have to let me know y'all can see them. But some is big and some small. It's pretty cool to see them like that. But you all were lied to once again. The sun is light from heaven itself. On the outside of this dome is heaven. The earth used to be part of heaven, but now the earth is not part of heaven anymore. It's been corrupted. So this dome that you see that's blue, that's not space, that's actually the dome itself that y'all seeing. It's been put over this earth because of, like I said, sin. And you can't have negativity in a holy place, which makes sense. Because once it get out, it will corrupt the rest of the heavens. So he had to put a dome over this earth. It makes sense. Satan wanted to do things his way, and the Creator kicked him out. And now he has his own kingdom down here. That's why we living in this crap, this captivity, or whatever you want to call it. We're living in it. But if people, people always say, why should they care about the earth being flat and everything? We live in a dome. What's the difference? Well, I just explained it to you. The difference is that if you knew that what you're looking at right there is actually heaven, that light right there is heaven. You just can't see it because it's so bright. But if the light was dimmed down for you to see what is actually behind this ball of light, you would see heaven itself. You would see it. The light is coming from heaven on the outside of this dome. We are in heaven, but this part of heaven been covered up. That's why you have death and everything else. People age and everything else because the light that's from the sun gives life. If the dome was not over this earth, everything would be like heaven, pretty much. It would be heaven on earth. But it's not heaven on earth anymore. It's not. Once this dome is released, it will be heaven on earth because we'll be part of heaven again. Because there's nothing that's over this earth anymore, but we still got this dome over us. So only light that we have is this sun, which is heaven itself. This light is heaven. Just look at it. It's so bright. You can't even look at it with your own eyes unless, well, you actually can because I've done it myself. But everybody can't do it. But I literally stared at the sun myself, and I can literally do that on camera. But my eyes has to get adjusted to it for me to do it. But I've done it many a times before. They lied when they say that your eyes will go blind if you look at it, and that's not true because I've done it myself. I record myself doing it. On one of my videos I posted on YouTube, y'all can see it for yourself that I was looking at it, staring at it. So that's not true. But heaven itself gives life. Everything talks, plants, trees, everything, and everything is alive up there. Just like everything's alive down here, but as you can see, things can die down here because of this dome. This dome is this dome is just it was meant for Satan, not for us. The fallen angels are you. You're all the fallen angels that came with Satan, and y'all don't realize it because y'all been here for thousands of years, getting y'all memory erased every time y'all come back to life. When you die, you come back. And it's true. You all be tricked to come here every single time. I volunteered to come here to try to wake y'all up, but I had to realize who I am first in order to do so. Now that I understand everything, this is my last time coming here. This is my last. I love nature. I'm tired of being here, but I love nature so much. I love it. I would love to just sleep out here. I would love to just eat the fruits and vegetables that grows on the outside. I just want to be at peace, and I just want love on this earth, but it's probably not ever going to happen from what I'm seeing. But these beings that got us in this system are going to keep it this way until as long as they can, until y'all wake up. The more y'all follow their rules and do what they say, the longer this is going to keep going on. There's no such thing as time. Time is just an illusion. There's no such thing as time. That's just the time that you have is just to basically keep you in check. It's to control you. So basically, you're being controlled by time, which doesn't exist. Because today is the same day. There is no days, there is no months, there is no hours, there is no years. It's just the now, as in today. When you go to heaven, it would just be one day, which there is no days, but it will be the same day every day. It will be the same temperature, a tropical temperature every day. You can go to sleep if you want to. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. Rest. As long as you're doing good, that's all that matters. And you will do nothing but good being up there. It's a crystal city on the outside of this dome. And I'm telling the truth. There's a crystal city on the outside of this dome, as I said. And that's where some of us came from. A lot of us came from that crystal city to come here to wake y'all up. But the people that came from the crystal city, I came from a higher dimension, the highest dimension. So I'm not sure if I'm from the crystal city, but I came from the highest. And when you come to this earth, no matter who you are, your memory will be erased. You can either ask for it to be erased, or they will erase it, or you may get lucky and not have your memory erased, and you remember everything. And it will take time for your memory to gain itself to come back to where it used to be as far as who you are, or if a source tell you who you are, like what you call aliens. They approach you and tell you who you are and everything to remind you who you are. That's another way of you awakening. It may be hard for you to believe when they tell you, but you will start believing it once you see things. But when you come here, your memory is erased. And you will gain knowledge automatically. You don't have to go to school to gain knowledge. Knowledge is within yourself. It's within all of you. Y'all just don't know it. But if you don't go to school and you just automatically just be in nature, just meditate, knowledge will automatically come to you without you even knowing it. But you will start to realize it because you start to get more intelligent on your own. You see, all these things that I've been taught, I wasn't actually taught these things. It's like things would just hit me. Things would come to me. And that's your inner self. You're starting to awaken. You start to talk more intelligent. You start to act more polite. You start to act different in a positive way. The way you talk, the way you speak, everything, it changes in a more proper way. And that's your inner self starting to come out. When you don't be inside the box and you want to learn more things, open-minded and not just into the Bible, but open-minded. Not saying the Bible is completely wrong, like I said before, but they mixed everything in the Bible to make it seem like it's all true. They mixed it up, so a lot of things not gonna make sense because they mixed it up. But everything in the Bible is is somewhat true. Most of it, a lot of it is. It just they mixed up things to make it sound well. It doesn't make sense, because they're not putting it together. They mixing it up. 1 minute, God created this, and then the next minute it will go to something else, something totally different. They ain't got nothing to do with what as far as what God created and stuff like that. It will go to Abraham or something, just randomly. That's what confuses people, and people are not reading the Bible correctly. So they made these new Bibles to try to get rid of the King James Bible, because these new Bibles, they're completely man-made, and they leave out so much and important things is in the King James Bible. The King James Bible is not the first Bible that was created, of course. I'm pretty sure you all know that. The elite, or whatever you want to call it, that's over this earth, they are the ones that have the true Bible, the Bible that we're supposed to be reading and understanding. But they took that from us and gave us King James, and the person that created the King James Bible, I'm not sure, but that person tried to get as much information from the original Bible and put as much as he can in the King James Bible. Then the new Bibles are basically remade from man today, which is bullcrap in these Bibles. Basically, they tell you that these new Bibles are to translate the King James Bible so you can understand the King James Bible better. That's what these new Bibles are for. So basically, what they're telling you is that everything in these new Bibles are not rewritten, as in they left things out of the Bible, the King James. They basically telling you that everything is still there, but it's not. It's not. But I just want you all to know that you all live in a lie. And people don't understand that the sun that you see is actually heaven itself. There is a hole in a dome. When they say is a hole in the ozone layer, they're talking about the sun. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about an ozone layer. They're talking about the sun, the firmament. There's a hole in the firmament. There's holes in the firmament for your stars. There's a hole, a big one, this one. There's a hole in the firmament for your sun. On the outside of this dome, I'm going to keep repeating myself to you guys so y'all can wake up and realize it and just go outside and look for yourself. It makes sense when you just look at it. You can see it. You can see when you record the sun, you can see an outline on the sun. You can see an outline on the sun. When I looked at the sun through my own eyes, I seen an outline on the sun. Around the sun is an outline. That outline is a hole. It is a hole. When you look at it, you can see an outline on the sun. If you dim everything down so it won't be as bright, you can see an outline. This sun, this light is heaven. It's heaven's light coming from the outside of this dome. This is what you're seeing. The little stars in the sky are lights from heaven itself as well. It's just small little holes poked into the dome to make it seem like it's planets, but it's not planets. It's just lights from heaven itself. This is the bigger light because this is a bigger hole. So it's going to be much brighter than the stars, of course. The stars at night are real small, so it doesn't give as much light as the sun do. But some of the stars are bright. But in the Bible, it says that the sun and the moon are lights. Never said that the sun and the moon are planets. The sun is a big ball of fire. It never said that. He created two lights, one to rule the day and one to rule the night, which means the moon is not solid rock. The moon is just light, which means it's like a projection, but it's light. The sun is light from heaven itself. It gives life. So basically, he put a hole in the dome for us to still live on this earth, which means that the Creator cares about you. If he didn't, he would never done that, because this whole world would be darkness with just the moon, if that were the case. But he put a hole in the dome for you all to have life and to live off the sun, which is from heaven itself. Just think about this. People say, why God ain't doing this and doing that. Well, we're doing all these things on this earth to ourselves. We're killing ourselves. There's no aliens here that's killing us. There is no extraterrestrials. There is no lizard people. There is no reptilian people. It's us killing ourselves. What do you see on the news? Who's killing who? Who is raping who? Who's shooting who? Who's killing children? Who's doing all these things? Who's killing animals? Who's killing these beautiful animals? Who's killing these beautiful children? Beautiful people? Who's doing it? We are. I'm not part of it, but people that's doing it are the ones that's doing it, which means that humans are killing each other. There is no extraterrestrials that's doing it. But they make movies saying that the world is going to come to an end by aliens, when we are the ones killing ourselves. Which means we're going to kill ourselves, not no aliens. They did that so you can fear aliens when they one day show up for real. And y'all run away when they trying to actually save y'all and take y'all out of this dome into the sun itself. But they want y'all to be afraid of these aliens. So when they show up one day, when the time is right, when the 144,000 awaken and a few more others, that's when they're going to come and get their people. I'm part of 144,000. The 144,000 was sent here to wake people up. Jesus was part of it. He's part of 144,000. Whether you believe it or not. But he is. He was sent here. He actually volunteered to come here. Knowing the consequences, he knew. But his reward will be great when he goes back home. All the rewards will be great. Because this will be our last time. Not all the 144,000 are awakened. They're not all awakened yet, but they're starting to. And once that time comes, once a few of them be awakened, it'll be time to go home. That's when this dome will open up, and you will see the Creator himself, and he will take his people home. I had a dream about that. I drew a picture of it, what I saw. I drew it. It was beings that came from the sun itself. The dome opened up even more. The clouds spread it out. The dome opened. The sun got brighter. And I seen these beings. The sun was bigger than what it was because it opened up. The sun was bigger. And I seen a big, huge person that I couldn't see his face because he was so huge. All I seen was his body. And he was sitting down in a chair. And I seen a woman that was on the left side of that man. I believe it was the man that was sitting down, the biggest one. And then I seen two others that was in the middle of the man that was sitting down. The woman was at the bottom where the other two guys were. Then I saw a man with a golden trumpet on the right side. I can show you exactly what I saw by looking at the sun here. When you look at the sun, that's where the biggest person was. And then on the left side, like in the middle here, it was two other ones. And then there was a lady right here, and there was a man with a trumpet over here. And they were huge. They weren't small, they was huge. Everybody could see them. And in the dream, I was with this woman. I don't know who she was, but I was with this woman, and I was outside with her in the front. Or in the back, I'm not sure what side I was on. And I got on my knees, and I started praying, and I heard, "Go get my son." And I started going up real slow into the air. And my legs turned into like ghostly type, a spiritual, I turned into my spiritual self. And I started going up in these swirly clouds that came down towards me. And I started going around the clouds. I would never forget it because I drew a picture. And I also made a video about that. I would never forget that dream. But I'm letting you guys know, on the outside of this dome is heaven. That's what the government, the elites, and all of them don't want y'all to know, is that on the outside of this dome is heaven. You live in heaven. You're just in the corrupted part of heaven, which is hell. This is basically Satan's hell world. Hades, or whatever you want to call it. And in the center of this earth is the Garden of Eden. That's the only place where it's actually heaven on earth. That's the only place. On the outside of the Garden of Eden is the corrupted lands, which is where we live on. And that's where the government wants us to stay. That's why they have it guarded to the point where you cannot go into um, the North or South Pole, whatever you want to call it, which they're all the same thing. That's why it's heavily guarded. You cannot go there at all because that's where we're supposed to be free at. It's nothing but a garden over there. There's no one over there. There's nothing there but just a beautiful garden. The temperature is always the same. It doesn't get night or day. It's always daytime pretty much. I didn't mean to say day or night because it's always day. It's the same tropical temperature just like it is in heaven. It's the same temperature. It's beautiful. I'm telling you. That's why they don't want y'all to go over there to the Antarctic or Pacific or whatever you want to call it. That's where the aurora is coming from when you see it in the sky. That's where it's coming from. That's the energy that's coming from the Atlantic Ocean. No, not Atlantic Ocean. The North to South Pole. That's where it's coming from, the center of the earth. But they got us on the outside lands. And if you try to go over there, they will kill you or they will put you in jail forever. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. Look it up and see if you can go to the Antarctic. Or, see if you can go to the North to South Pole. Like, deep in it. See if you can go deep in there without getting shot at. Or without getting told to be turned around. Or having the military come up to you. See if that won't happen to you. Or you could just look it up and believe what I say because it's the truth and y'all know it. It's the truth. That's why you cannot go. They don't want y'all to be free. They want y'all to be slaves. They want y'all to work. They want y'all to go to school. They want y'all to be dumbed down and not answer any questions or question anything. They want y'all to do what they say. They don't want y'all to be curious about the North and South Pole. They don't want y'all to be curious about the sun. They don't want y'all to be curious about why the sky is blue. It's ridiculous. When you start to awaken, you will see things differently. You will see the earth differently. But y'all see it the way they taught y'all. Because they taught y'all that stuff in school. And they still shove it in y'all face every day. Science channels, NASA, all that stuff. They still shove it in your face every day. So y'all still believe this blue sky is space. What sense do that make? You see the same stars every night. But for some odd reason, we're floating in space. We're spinning 1,000 miles an hour on a ball Earth, but we're stationary on it. We're not moving nowhere. I can jump and still be in the same spot. If you're moving 1,000 miles an hour, if the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour on the ball,